Memphis, 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 Memphis. Nothing but Memphis.
As nothing but Memphis with your host Brandon, aka the Captain. Sorry about that. Got a new studio, trying to figure out what's going on in this thing. I think I got it working. Next week intro, back to being on point. All right. So week one happened. It was a great week one. Awesome week one. Hey, USFL's back. We're all excited. It's awesome. Some teams had better weekends than others. Some fans had better weekends than others. But the Showboats fans that showed up in Memphis this Saturday for the first Memphis Showboats game since the 80s, I think they probably had one of the best times, if not the best time. You know, biggest crowd of the weekend. They definitely showed up and showed out. Obviously, we know by now the Showboats did not get the job done. We hung in there all game long. We always had a chance. Started off a little rough for old Brady. Brady drives down the field, red zone interception. Never good. Leaving points on the board right there. Already off to a tough start. Cookus and company picked up like right where they left off last year. Like, dude never broke his leg, you know. It comes back out. The Stars would get the ball 3 times in the first half. They'd score a touchdown on their first 3 drives. So their last drive of the first half actually ended with a blocked field goal, which was definitely needed there. It was like a 50-yard field goal, I believe, blocked by Jeremiah Valawaga on that one. And I'm pretty sure it was Jeremiah on that one. Then we had a blocked extra point earlier before that by Kareem Darrington. Awesome heads-up play by him. Those 2 kicks really kept us in the game because going into half, it was 20-10. So would have been 24-10 had those points made it for the Stars right there, the 3-point field goal and the 1-point extra point. Showboats had their own share of miscues. Missed field goal from Alex Kessman from 48 yards out. Just a hair wide right, man. Just barely missed that thing. You wonder if it kind of got in his head a little bit because he also had a missed extra point later in the game. So there's another 4 points right there that we left on the field. You know, the score was only decided by 4 points. So it just, you know, game of football, game of inches, however you want to call it. The defense was a pretty good spot. Like I said, the first half not so good, but it seemed like near the end of the game they were making some adjustments at halftime, and they came out after halftime. Defensive line was looking good, held the Stars to only 7 points in the second half of the game. So able to make a little comeback happen there. Fell short. We got Alex Collins going a little late, but it was good to see him finishing runs out there. It seems like every play he was finishing, falling forward, you know. USFL full of these big bruising backs, and Alex has proven that he's just going to be another one, you know. Also had 20 receiving yards on the day as well. So good dual threat there. I think he had 88 yards total from scrimmage Saturday. Good to see him. Good to see Ryan McDaniel, free agent pickup this offseason, have a great contested catch in the end zone for a touchdown from Brady White that really kind of got us back into the game, made things a little more interesting there. And like I said, that defense, man, that defensive line, they finished the day with 5 sacks, 2 from Jordan Williams and 2 from Greg Reeves. Reeves was here last year, was a stud for us last year, and just picking up right where he left off again. Jordan Williams was new this year out of Virginia Tech and played at Clemson before that. So good to see those guys flying around. We saw Delrick Abrams Jr. make a huge tackle for loss in the backfield. So it seemed like the defense was coming on strong. It seemed like the whole team was really coming on strong after half. And I actually, when I'm recording this on Tuesday, so I actually just listened to the Todd Haley show on News Talk 98.9. The fellas over there, The Roar, over there in Memphis, you know, they do the pregame show for the Boats, and they have the play-by-play for the Boats. They also do a coaches show on Tuesdays at 7:30 Central Time with Todd Haley. And he talked about that as well. He talked about, it felt like at halftime, the guys really started to buy in. They were really starting to like get behind each other, and it translated. We see that translated onto the field, and it's almost, they just ran out of time. They were clawing their way back, and it would have been a tie game, like I said, besides the missed kicks from Alex. Expecting a big bounce back game from him next week. A little windy out there in Memphis, so definitely had an effect on the kicking game there. But Alex will get back on the positive side next week in Birmingham. And speaking of Birmingham, they're good again. Surprise. They return Skip Holtz, Jamar, Alex McGough, a lot of the offense, a lot of the defense. I think on our interview Coach did with Ace, he talked about they had about 60, 70%, a lot of their roster returning from last year, and how that's always nice for consistency and continuity and chemistry and all those histories words that we love to use. And it translated, man. First week they came out, much different first week game against the Generals than last year. Last year was a nice shootout, exciting game. This one, not as much. Definitely exciting game from the Stallions. Generals with some hiccups there, a couple self-inflicted wounds, kind of a la Showboat style. So, but the Stallions, man, we saw Jamar actually go out in that game, and Alex McGough come in in relief of him. And it's like, pick your poison. They're both almost the same kind of skill set guy. I think McGough might be a little more mobile. We see him like to take off and run at times and get out the pocket. And dude's a tough guy. I love McGough. If McGough wasn't a Stallion, I'd be all over McGough. I love that guy. Looks so cool out there with all his tats. I mean, cool dude. Finishes plays, like I said. Anyway, he came in for Jamar. Jamar hurt his hand. So we'll see what happens there. We'll either way, both guys are capable of winning. Both guys put up touchdowns. So we'll see what happens there. Hoping the defensive line can rattle McGough a little bit. Todd Haley also spoke about that a little bit on the coach's show, how both of the quarterbacks, no matter which one it is, both can get mobile, and how really in the Stars game against Cookus, he's not the most mobile guy. I mean, we saw him get out, and when he did get out, he ate us up for a few yards, but he took some hits. These guys, Smith and McGough, a little bit better runners than Mr. Cookus over there in Philly. I give Cookus his due. He does his thing. But McGough and Jamar just running's more in their skill set. So going to have to watch out for the open lanes. Going to have to watch out for in the middle for those guys to take off. Can't have everybody with their backs turned to them, or else one of them's liable to take off. Stallions defense pretty much picked up right where it left off. I mean, missing the defensive player of the year in DeMarcus Gates, but still got guys like Brian Allen, Scooby, of course, a good group of core guys from last year, just like on their offense. And, I mean, they held the Generals to 10 points, I mean, enough to be said right there. The only other team that held a team to lower points were the Breakers against the Maulers, held the Maulers to 9. So holding the Generals down to 10, that was impressive. Still week one, so we don't know how impressive it is. We don't know how good the Generals really are yet. We see that Cafante Turpin leaving probably affected them a good bit. Luis Perez leaving probably affected them a good little bit. They're still trying to use that 2-quarterback system with Prukup and DJ. So the Stallions handled them easily. And, it's going to be a tough battle, man. We got to go to their field. They got the Shark Dog fans out there, the Scooby fans up in the front with the spinning chain. You see those guys at every game. And the environment's going to be rocking. It's going to be a tough one. Showboats opening up the season with the toughest schedule on the books. I mean, it doesn't get any tougher. We've just played the runners up in the championship game, and now we're playing the champions of the championship game. So tough 2 weeks here back to back. Good measuring stick games here. I think we can definitely pull out the win. Just gotta do the simple things, the little things. Got to do them well. Got to execute all those fun cliches. But seriously, like the interception, just got to have Brady get a little more protection for Brady. Keep him standing upright a little bit. He's got to make better decisions as well. A couple overthrows, couple late throws. Everybody's got to get better, man. It's week 1. Everybody's going to get better as the season goes on. We just got to hope we get better quicker. So all that being said, I do believe it'll be a tight game. I don't understand why there's a 7-point spread. For some reason, the Showboats are 7-point dogs in this game. Feels a little disrespectful. I think it'll be a much closer game than that, maybe 3-point, 4-point game max. So check out my picks. I'll be coming with the picks for you guys on Friday. Old Sink or Swim YouTube short, quick 60-minute video. Let you know what I'm feeling. I finished last week 500. So come on in. I feel like this week I got a little bit of a better feel on things. Had to pick the Showboats last week. That's my team. That's my homer. Might pick them again this week. Maybe not money line, but definitely that spread if it stays at 7.5. So appreciate you guys tuning in. Hit that subscribe button. Be entered in that Cavante Turpin jersey. Trying to give it away so bad. We're getting close. And, 0-1, but got that 1-0 mentality every week. Got to get better. I think we will. Got a tough matchup coming up in Birmingham. Yacht Club Nation, Boats Nation, I'm out. Appreciate you guys. Go Boats. Let me see if I can figure out how to end this. Hold up.